Well, hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Hope I find you well. Back today with another bit of memorabilia from the 2012 London Olympics. This is another one from Hornby, and I think hopefully by the end of this review you'll come to the same conclusion as me, which is one simple word, quite simply, why. But anyway, let's get into it. So this is one of those things that sits on a shelf in my collection. So just a bit of background. I mean, when I started Dusty Shelf, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a YouTube channel, or I sort of wanted to do a model shop, something along those lines. I've ended up on the YouTube. But we sat down as a family, and my boy said to me, or my son said to me, Dad, you've got loads of, he calls them shelf queens, loads of shelf queens. They're all sitting on the shelf gathering dust in your workshop and your office. So just call it Dusty Shelf, because that's all you've got, shelves full of dust. And this is one of those things that sort of personifies that, because it sits on a shelf and gathers dust and it is completely useless. But anyway, let's get into it. So this is part of the Hornby memorabilia for the 2012 Olympics. This is a resin model of the Olympic Stadium. Now I'll just bring the catalogue across. I did show this in the previous video. Just open it on the right page. So this is the Olympic page in the 2012 catalogue, and here you can see the premium Javelin set at the top there, and then these two train packs. Now the 1948 train pack I reviewed the other evening, that's on the channel. I actually reviewed that on the evening of the opening ceremony for this 2024 Olympics in Paris. I will get around to doing the 1908 one in due course. But down the bottom here we can see R7113, which is the London 2012 Olympic Stadium resin model. Now, coming over to the price list, I like to keep the price list with the catalogues. And it took me a while to find it in here, so I was looking up and down, and it's here. Scaledale Buildings, London 2012 Olympic Stadium, R7113, £10.99. So this is actually released under the premise of Scaledale. Now, it's not to any scale. It's not, I don't think it's intended to be a scale model, but yeah, certainly released under the Scaledale name. Anyway, on the front of the box here, we've got a picture of the Olympic Stadium. Now, if you're not aware, the Olympic Stadium is now home to West Ham Football Club. It's just behind Stratford Station in the East End of London. I'll just put a picture in here. This is from the train going past the stadium, and you can see the, I think they call it the orbital, the sort of red statue that's next to it, or the red tower that's next to it. That's now a attraction. It's a slide, I believe, one of the longest slides in the world. Extremely expensive. I think it's 30-40 quid to slide down it. But as I say, behind it's the stadium. And here's saw some footage from inside. I've only actually been in there a couple of times, and they weren't for football or sports. They were for sort of monster trucks and that kind of thing. And so here's some footage from the Monster Jam when it came over to the UK from the stadium. This was a couple of years back. It was there this summer, but I didn't get a chance to go. And then you can see sort of the monster trucks hurtling around the stadium. Anyway, back to the model here. Let me just show you around the box. As I say, the front here is the picture of the Olympic Stadium. On the side here's a little bit of information. It says 6,500 cubic metres of crushed concrete recycled from other parts of the Olympic Park was spread on top of the ground to create a solid platform for the stadium's construction. 10,000 tonnes of steel were used to build the venue, significantly less than previous Olympic stadiums, making its construction more sustainable. And at the other end of the box it says, did you know? An Olympic stadium with such a large removable element and mixed permanent and temporary seating has never been attempted before. There are more than 700 rooms within the stadium, including 8 changing rooms and 4 prayer rooms. So good to see back in 2012 religion was properly respected by the Olympic Games. And on the back of the box it says, thank you for purchasing this London 2012 officially licensed product. Your purchase supports the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. And here we can see the 2012 logo in hologram, and when we've got the two logos here, which are London Olympic Games, and then the logo underneath, which is the London Paralympic Games. Now I'm just going to bring in this article here. This is, I think this was in The Guardian, there's a few words here. So it's talks of Hornby. The model firm said today that it has been granted with a license to produce a range of official London 2012 merchandise across its Corgi, Hornby, Scalextric and Airfix brands. Down here, the chief executive, Frank Martin of Hornby, believes their license is a major opportunity for Hornby. We are hoping to give people a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to collect a whole series of Olympic memorabilia over 3 years, explained Martin, who compared the products to souvenirs made for the 1953 coronation. It will be very tasteful and relevant to the Olympics. Well, I think, to be fair, the whole range was tasteful and relevant to the Olympics. But I think with hindsight, certainly reading between the lines, it was a complete flop. Certainly a lot of the things towards the end of the year were discounted. This included, I think I bought one of these for next to nothing. And I certainly bought the Scalextric, which was a cycling set. I might review that on the channel actually, because the bikes are quite interesting. But I mean, they were selling for next to nothing towards the end of the year. And certainly they're not worth any money now. None of this has become particularly collectible. There was a whole range of taxis. There's 50 of them to collect. I did collect all of them at the time. I've got them in the cabinet. Now they're, you know, £2 or £3 each at the time. They're £5-6 each. So yeah, I was one of those people that sort of got caught in the moment and did collect these things. And yeah, now, as with a lot of my things, they sit on the shelf, hence dusty shelf. Anyway, let's get inside. Let's have a look at the actual model. So, polystyrene surrounding the model. It's all fallen out. And inside, we'll just take the packaging away. That is the model. And I'm going to repeat what I said a minute ago. Why? It's the one word that sums it up. So, in the middle here, we've got a little plaque. Now, I do have the cellophane on these. I haven't removed that, so that's why it's not showing up very clearly. But London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. We've got the logo for the Olympic Games, the logo for the Paralympic Games, and then this resin model of the Olympic Stadium. You can see all the support beams around the top and support beams running around the side. You can see the seats inside, and you can see a depiction of the running track in the middle. But if I just show you around the back of the model, it's not a very good casting. I mean, look at the state of this, and down the side, state of it round here. Not a good casting, not a particularly attractive model. I don't know what you'd do with it. I mean, I guess if you are a West Ham fan, you could get one of these and put it on the mantelpiece. It is the West Ham Stadium now. But at the time, what were you supposed to do with this? I mean, it serves no purpose at all. It's got a nice bit of baize on the bottom, but it's not particularly heavy for a paperweight. You're not going to put it on your layout because of all this bit around it. It's not a model of per se. It is literally just a thing. And as I said right at the beginning of this, and I hope you agree, I'm going to say it again, the whole thing sort of sums up in that one word, you know, why? Why? But there you go, that's a part of Hornby's memorabilia. And, you know, to be fair to them, it certainly was very tasteful and really relevant to the Olympics, but completely and utterly useless. And I mean, even just looking at the detail around the running track inside here, this plaque in the middle is just sort of plonked on. It's half on the track, it's half off the track. Really poorly made. Yeah, again, why? I don't know why you'd want this. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. If the video was of interest, please do give it a thumbs up. Check out the channel. I will be reviewing the Javelin train packs in due course, and the 1908 train pack as well, from the London Olympics. And if you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. It does help me out, helps the channel out. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. Again, why? Leave this one there. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.